Hi everybody, welcome to my craft room. Today we're going to be making this beautiful centerpiece that you see behind me. Almost everything came from the Dollar Tree except for the glue and the bling wrap, which I cannot find anymore at the Dollar Tree. So it was a pretty easy project and it came out really great, so let's get started. So the first thing you're going to need is 2 of the candlestick holders. These came from the Dollar Tree. Most of the stuff came from the Dollar Tree. You need 2 of the little votive holders. These come in a 2-pack from the Dollar Tree. And you're going to need some E6000. So we're just going to line the tops of these with a little E6000. And you don't want to put too much, so you don't want it to run out on you and look sloppy. Alright, so we're going to glue those 2 together. Just make sure we're nice and even. And then we're going to add some E6000 to the top of the first candlestick holder. And we're going to glue that right on top. Try to get any excess wiped off, so it'll look nice when it's painted. Alright, then we're going to flip that over carefully. And we're going to add some E6000 to the other side. And we're going to place that one right on top. Now you're going to want to let this sit at least 24 hours to make sure that it's got a good seal on it and it won't come loose. So we're just going to set that aside, and actually what I like to do is set the water bottle on top of it just for a little weight, make sure it gets a good seal. Alright, so we're going to let that sit overnight, and then we're going to spray paint this black. What I'm going to use is the Rust-Oleum. It's the satin finish, and so we're going to take that out and spray it once this all gets dry. Just like magic, it's done. I sprayed 4 coats of the Rust-Oleum on there. I did very light coats, and then after each coat I flipped it over and sprayed it the opposite direction and let it dry in between so we didn't get any drips or anything. So that came out really nice. I also took 2 of the votive candle holders and I sprayed them black also. These were actually red when I started, but they came from the Dollar Tree too. So you want to pick up a couple votive holders. I'm just going to set them aside. So now we're going to take our candle holder here, and I'm going to use some of the bling on a roll that I purchased at Walmart. If you're lucky, you can still find this at the Dollar Tree. It's called Diamond Wrap at the Dollar Tree, but I cannot find it any longer in this color, so we're going to be using this one that I purchased at Walmart. And I cut out, so there's just 3 rows, and we're going to glue that right around the center of this. If my glue gun would work. Now we're just going to keep gluing it all the way around, and you can use the center one as a guide to go in between here. And now that this one's done, we're going to push this back here, and we're going to put 2 rows of the bling wrap around our votive holders. Just right underneath the lip on the top. So we're going to glue that all the way around. And that's our 2 little votive holders that'll sit next to our topiary when it's finished. Okay, so we're going to set those back there. I purchased this floral foam at the Dollar Tree, and I used 3 bunches of the pink carnations, and I used 2, I believe, no, 1.5 of the white zinnias, and we used some of this gypsum we're going to be using, and this really pretty lavender that I also found from the Dollar Tree. And I cut them all off, and I left about a little over a 2-inch stem on the bottoms. And on the carnations, I left the leaves. I took the leaves off the other ones because I thought it would be just a little too much green in there. So we're just going to start with our foam, and we're going to, on the first row, you want to angle these up a little bit so they hang down just a little. And we're just going to put those about every 2 inches around the bottom. I'm just going to go all the way around and put those on. Okay, now we have our first row of the carnations. They're kind of facing down a little bit, so when you put it up here it's going to look more like a nice round topiary when you're finished. So now we're going to take a few more. I'm going to stick this one right up in the top, and then we're just going to place a few more of these in between, going around this way, like maybe every other, or however you want. I mean, you can arrange these in a million different ways. Okay, and now we're going to stick a couple more up here on the top, like maybe 3 more of these, and then we're going to move on to the, what did I say we have? What are these? Ah, the zinnias. Forgot what they are. Alright, so I'm going to place in 3 more of those, and then we'll start placing in our zinnias. Okay, and that's our little ball of carnations. I did leave the leaf on a couple of the zinnias that I'm going to be putting on the top. So I'm just going to stick one of those right in here. And another one on the other side with the leaves. Very pretty. And then we're just going to fill in the spaces we have in between here. So we're just going to put the rest of those in. Like I said, it was like 1.5 bunches of the zinnias. So let's fill them in, and then we'll move on to the lavender. Okay, now we have all of our carnations and zinnias in, and now we can start adding our lavender. I'm just going to add like a few. I think I'm going to put 4 of these around the edge, and then just a, you don't want too many, it's just for a little added color. And up here, and then I'm just going to stick a couple of them up on the top. Like that. I cut off some of the gypsum. Same thing, about a 2-inch piece of wire left. And I don't know how much this I really want to use. I kind of wanted this to hang down a bit more on the bottom. So we're going to shove that in there. Actually kind of move this around so you don't have so much in one spot. I don't like that one. Let's try a different one. This one looks nicer. Alright. So you can just kind of move them around in the flowers and spread them out a little bit. Just like so. So we're going to go around the edge and stick some of those in. Okay, and now we have all of our flowers on. I think that looks really pretty. Like I said, you can use more, you can use less, whatever color you like. So now we're going to take our candlestick here, and we're going to add some hot glue right around the rim. And set this right on top. And there you have it. There is your topiary. Okay, and now we're going to take our candles, and I purchased a boat of candles from the Dollar Tree. They come 4 in a pack. So we're going to drop those in there, and then we're going to clean up this mess and see how this came out. So hang on. Okay, here's our finished centerpiece with our candles, and I think it came out really nice. And most everything here was from the Dollar Tree, so it's very affordable. So I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.